Or hold on.
You talking to me?
It's gonna be legendary.
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Ho 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 ho.
They're here. All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
You're listening to Natalie Lipka and Wayne Frazier on Hollywood Close-Up.
Hello! Welcome to Hollywood Close-Up. I'm Wayne Frazier.
And I'm Natalie Lipka. And we are two actors talking our way to the top.
We are. You know, if you're trying to use social media to advance your acting career, you're gonna love this.
Heidi Dean, the industry's leading social media expert for actors, is offering a free online masterclass that gives you the solution for all your posting problems.
Yeah, I got a sneak peek at it, and I got to tell you, it's full of so many awesome takeaways. It actually shows you how you can always post with confidence, even when you're not booking.
So, if you never want to stress about what to post on social again, you need to watch this free online class. Go to marketingforactors.com/solution.
Absolutely. Heidi Dean, we love you.
Yes.
You know what? You can check out our show. We're live on Facebook. Hello, everybody. And,
Hi, everybody.
Hey. Check out our website at natalieandwayne.com. Follow us on Twitter at Natalie and Wayne. And please subscribe on iTunes.
And that was some amazing music. We have Bev and Cliff Nelson back with the OC9 Music Group.
They're
Check
awesome.
them out. Yes. At OC9musicgroup.com.
Yeah, and we got an incredibly special episode today.
Mm-hmm.
A book called The Actor's Life, a Survival Guide. We have Jenna Fischer.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
We are so excited to speak with her. And, of course, Rena Marie is here.
Hello.
Hello.
But I need my microphone.
Oh.
See how that works? I can't.
I was wondering. I was like,
Now
I
you
can't
can
hear
me.
you.
Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm doing 1,001 things over here.
Oh, my goodness.
And you're always doing it amazing. That's the thing. We love your amazing your detail, your attention to detail.
Well, thank you. Love. Mwah, mwah.
Yes.
Wow, we love you so much.
Guys, we got to talk about this. This is just been just a tumultuous weekend. It's a horrible weekend with the hurricane.
Yeah.
We have to bring it down for just a second. Hurricane Harvey has been just wreaking havoc in Texas and New Orleans and that area, and Houston has been getting pounded. They're getting pounded again. We put out a tweet yesterday in some of the places to support where you can help.
Right, one of those being the Red Cross, of
absolutely.
course. And then they also have a lot of different local charities and places you can make donations.
Like Salvation Army.
Right.
There's a couple. I guess Southern Baptist Disaster Relief, you can go there.
Mm-hmm.
Food places, you can go Feeding Texas. And then all of a sudden, these pets, you're also, the Humane Society, the SPCA of Texas, take care of your pets too, because it's some crazy stories.
Yeah, and we're just thinking about everyone in Houston and the surrounding areas, and our thoughts are with you, and our hearts go out to you, and we hope, that you're safe.
Yeah.
And
absolutely. Let's end this rain. My gosh.
Yeah.
So, I think it's now time for some quick and quirky.
Is it, or is it social media? You want to switch it up this week?
Oh, you're right. I was just testing. I looked at my notes.
I noticed that.
Now it's time for some quick and quirky. The hell was that?
Sure. I don't know. First day.
Totally, episode 198, and I'm just like, it's my first day.
First day.
I understand. What are we doing here?
It's okay. You got this.
You got this.
This is live. Let's remember.
That's
and,
right.
Why don't we do some social quick media of
we're going to do Natalie's social media moment.
All
Play
right.
that music, please.
Play that funky music.
Okay, announced last Thursday night to the members of SAG-AFTRA, and it was all over social media, including at SAG-AFTRA News on Twitter, that posted SAG-AFTRA members-elect Gabrielle Carteris and for president and Jane Austen re-elected secretary-treasurer. The post provided the link to the SAG-AFTRA website so you can read more. Congrats to Gabrielle and Jane and all of the local and national board members that were elected. And I've mentioned a New Beginnings Facebook page a few times in my social media moment. And of course, we've had filmmaker Jason Raphael on the show. In case you haven't been following the page on Facebook, in honor of achieving over 50,000 fans, they are sharing 50 amazing facts about the major motion picture all month long. Fact number 11 is we are currently casting a large group of superstars to join this major motion picture. Casting news will be released in the coming weeks, so we're excited to find out more about that. A special thanks to A New Beginning for always sharing Hollywood close-up with your fans as well. And I'd also like to give a shout out to those watching and liking our video right now. Of course, there's Kevin Kirkendall, Jody Doolin, Carrie Lynn, all of you, Kat Blazowski. We're super excited. So thank you for tuning in. And that's my little social media moment.
That's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Love it.
As always. And now it's time for some not so quick and quirky news with Wayne Frazier. So, The Hitman's Bodyguard continues at the #1 spot at this past weekend at the box office. Total to date, $40 million for 2 weeks. And then this past weekend, Showtime pay-per-view had a little problem with their subscribers. They actually had to delay the historic first fight between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor, boxing and MMA contenders, respectively. They eventually started fighting, and the winner is, spoiler alert, Floyd Mayweather.
No.
TKO.
Where have I been? How did I not know that?
What? TKO.
Please.
This is historic, though, because this is now
huge.
Floyd's 50th win.
50th win.
50th win.
Wow.
For
That's insane.
many, many, many millions of dollars.
Yes, I think the term is making off like a bandit.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I think that's what happened with this fight.
Would you guys
for
get in the
them.
ring for $100 million and take a couple punches?
Oh my gosh, I don't think so.
I don't know. I think I would need a stunt double. I call it.
It is Hollywood.
Yeah.
Get a stunt double.
I think so.
That's okay. You're fine. And finally, guys, sad for the horror fans this past week. Respected horror master and director Tobe Hooper passed this weekend, known for the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Steven Spielberg's Poltergeist, and the TV series Salem's Lot. Master horror director Tobe Hooper, dead at 74. Wow. Yeah, that's all I got for...
Oh, you want some more social
throwing all
media?
sorts of I can't hit the buttons right today.
What is happening?
Anyway, that's all I got for the not so quick and quirky news.
There you go. For Hollywood Close-Up, I'm Natalie Lipka.
And I'm Wayne Frazier.
We'll be right back with actress Jenna Fischer. I should play some music.
Sure. See?
I did that for you.
Well, Bill works 8 to 5 at a gas station called the starting line. He says, Dale Jr., yeah, he's alright, but he ain't #1. Y'all just wait and see. We're gonna be driving on your TV. Fast as hell on Sundays. Watch me, son. We got the talking part. Well, now Faye's a waitress at a truck stop coffee shop. Wants to sing her way to the top. She's karaoke's cream of the crop. Or sweet tea, huh? She says, them singers you hear today, well, they ain't great, they're just okay. But wait till I get my break, it'll come. She got the talking part done. If you're gonna talk the talk, then you better walk the walk. Jump in, both feet, close your eyes, and the talking part, Wayne. You got the talking part, Wayne. My buddy Pete works KFC, frying drumsticks, thighs and wings. Make mine extra crispy, please. Yum. He says, I'm going to cooking school, Paris, France, and cordon bleu. The gourmet chef real soon, second to none. You got the talking part done. But if you're gonna talk the talk,
We are back on Hollywood Close-Up. I'm Natalie Lipka.
And I'm Wayne Frazier.
We have a very special guest in the studio. You know her from the, I'm so excited. I can't even speak. You know her from everything. Are you kidding? From The Office. You know her from Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox Story. And she is the author of a new book, The Actor's Life, a survival guide. It's Emmy nominee, actress and author Jenna Fischer.
Hello.
Hello.
What a neat introduction. That's the first time I've been introduced as author, which I guess is technically
really?
true.
Wow.
Because I did write a book, but I'm still getting used to that one.
This
Yeah,
is it.
and you wrote an amazing book.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A Hollywood Close-Up exclusive. We love it. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. Before we dive into the book, how are you? How's everything going with you? What's going on?
It's good. It's great. I just got back from Paris,
Yeah.
where I was lucky enough. I'm working on a Clint Eastwood movie, which is so exciting. But I just had one line in Paris, so I shot my whole part of the movie here in the United States, in Atlanta. But my character has one line that has to be said at an exterior location in Paris.
Oh, what a
So they had to
shame.
fly me
I
all the
hate
way
that.
to Paris to say
Darn.
one thing. And then when I got there, they decided to cut the line.
No.
Really?
Yes. So I still had to appear on camera. I still am in it, like I still am in the scene.
Right.
But they didn't even shoot my line. But I spent 5 days
Oh,
in
that's
Paris.
terrible, isn't it?
Wow.
These are just some
Just-
of the real horror stories that will happen to you if you become an actress.
So sad.
Difficult times.
Wow.
I know.
Maybe a moment of silence for that.
I know.
I know.
It's sad that you have to do that. Let me ask you. I know that's a little because you can't say much about the movie, but is this the one is it coming out this year for maybe Oscar contenders?
You know what? I don't know. I have not been told anything
Okay.
about a release date. There are some rumors that it might be finished in time.
Because I have some news that I do, and the next episode, we're doing back-to-back episodes today, by the way, and the next show we do, and it's something about Clint Eastwood's new movie with Contenders, and I was wondering if that was it. But I won't say. It's,
Maybe.
I honestly don't know. I wouldn't keep it from you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know he edits as he goes, and I think they're almost finished filming,
Yeah.
so it's very possible.
just amazing, man.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And
incredible.
amazing to work
Well,
with.
she did a part with him, a little small role, right?
Yeah, in Jersey Boys.
Oh, and he's great, right?
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just a little Patsy Cline type, you know.
And did you arrive at 10 and be done by 4? Was it like the greatest work day ever?
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome. They run that so quickly. I mean, they've all been working together for so long, and
Yes.
it's incredible. Yeah.
What a team. You get an amazing book. We got a chance to read it,
I'm so glad.
pre-read it, and oh my God, it's so easy to read. Did you
It's a
notice that?
fast read.
It really
I
is.
know this because I've read it about 1 million times.
Well, you wrote it. But it's almost like there's so much information. If you're an actor, an aspiring actor, you have to read this book because it's almost like you're taking the journey with you.
Yeah.
That was the hope. The hope was if you're an aspiring actor or you're thinking about going into acting or maybe your kid is an actor and they want to know if they should do it or what to expect. The idea was you get to take me out to coffee and ask me any question and I'll tell you every story that I know from friends or my stories, and give you all the advice that I can think of because unfortunately there isn't a handbook on exactly how to run the acting business or how to become an actor.
Right.
Every actor has a different story of how they made it work for them.
Sure.
But I do, and that's why I call it the actor's life, because everybody has their own, but there is one thing that all actors and all artists, they live a certain kind of life, and so I try to detail that in the book.
Which is great, because in part of your book, it's like, do the work, find something to you do, and that's what Natalie and I have done with this show.
Yeah.
Two actors talking our way to the top, and we created this show, and you're on episode 198, by the way.
Oh,
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Almost 200.
Yeah.
But that's it. You kind of got to you got to create your own. Am I not right there?
Absolutely. The biggest thing that I learned in this industry was that no one's going to give you anything. And also, it doesn't matter who you know. So it's not about coming to town and going to parties and meeting important people and networking, which I think is what I thought it was. I thought you got discovered. I thought you got an agent who did everything for you and got you these jobs and made these introductions, but it's not like that.
Because you got to create a trust.
Yes, and you have to
people.
create a body of work that shows that you have the chops. And
Right.
and that happens by getting together with your friends and making your own web series. It happens from putting up, writing your own pilot and doing a stage version of it and inviting people to come see it. So when you're working, it makes people want to work with you.
Sure.
Right. And also, we talk a lot about on the show about booking the room. And from your story, it takes time, too. You got called in for the casting director of The Office years and years before.
5 years before my audition for The Office, I auditioned for Allison Jones, that same casting director. I auditioned for her 5 years earlier for a one-line role.
Right.
On a show. And then she called me in a couple times every year for various roles, big and small, dramas and comedies. Sometimes I booked them, sometimes I didn't.
Right.
But she always remembered me, and I think that's because I was able to give her this consistent body of work, this consistent, good job. And eventually then she called me in for The Office.
Right.
And you're so encouraging throughout this book. You even start out with that, and you just... It really does make the reader feel like we're with you and you're with us.
I hope so, because I just, there are so few cheerleaders for aspiring artists and dreamers. And I wanted to be one, because the people who were that way with me changed everything for me. And so I want to be encouraging while also giving like a dose of reality. Like, here's what you can expect.
And what's great about this book also is that you don't just say, okay, I struggled here and there, and this is the artistic side of it. You actually are delving into the business side of it, the do's, the don'ts, the go on set, and mistakes still get made, but you kind of pinpoint and go, okay, and you're giving everybody an idea of like, when you're on set for that first time, or there's one chapter where you're talking about you had a few lines and you were talking at a party and you weren't or at the on set and you weren't sure whether to kind of talk with them or not. I believe it was Spin City. Yeah. And that's tough, because you don't, you gotta kind of feel it out when to talk, when not, when to pull back, when to...
How to navigate the social nature of a set when you are just a guest.
Yeah.
And there's all these like celebrities and stars who are there all the time. And they're kind of disregarding you because they're in their own world. And I just try to give some perspective that they're not rude, they're not mean, and it's just kind of just expect that literally no one's going to talk to you when you have 3 lines.
Right.
I've been there, and you're going to be your own friend for the day.
Right.
Yeah, it's okay. But I think
craft services.
I think is in the snack table. I talk a lot about the food.
I was hungry while I was reading the book.
Yeah,
That's probably why. But yeah, just all those little things, like one of the big ones was to make sure, we all know we should be on time, but we should be early. But if you're not early and they dock you, they don't say why you were late.
Yes.
And that's something you share, which I think is invaluable.
Yes.
I know.
I think so. Like all of those little things that I feel like I'm trying to give the advice of things that I had to learn on my feet, that maybe if someone else knows ahead of time, it will help lower the stress of a job. So getting to the set, like getting to the parking lot on time, but then realizing you have to take a van to actually get to the place where you're starting work, and now you're 15 minutes late and everyone's freaking out and it's getting you frazzled, and then you're crying in your trailer before you have to go to work because people are mad at you. I'm trying to like help you out by being like, your call time is when you're sitting down in the hair and makeup trailer. So it's not when you park your car.
Right.
And just little tips like that to help de-stress the whole experience for people.
That's amazing because a lot of people, they don't even realize that. They don't go there and think and that you have an audition at 1 and you're in Los Angeles, say, and it might be 20 minutes on your 15 miles, but it might take you an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's that insane, traffic-wise. And that's just you got to think about parking, like you said. You got to think about getting in there. And the last thing you want to do is walk right into an audition.
Yeah, no, you want to set yourself up for success. You want to give yourself all the ways to create a clearing for you to do your best work.
Yeah.
And that means, for me, I kept a bag of coins, like a Ziploc bag of coins in my car, a huge, ridiculous Ziploc bag of coins, so that I always had money for the meter. So I never was,
That's a great tip. Oh, my God.
freaking out, right?
I mean, luckily, too, now a lot of them use cards, thank goodness. But you got to have backup. You got to be prepared always.
Yes. And also just like going into the door, then, oh my gosh, the number of times I've pulled up to a studio gate and my name wasn't there. And then they have to call someone and I have to go park to the side while they make sure that I really am supposed to be there. And that eats up 7 minutes.
Right.
But it's 7 minutes I didn't have.
Right.
And then now I have to decide between being late or peeing. You know? What am I going to do? Not going in with a full bladder?
And not knowing when you get to go?
Yes.
That totally reminds me. I don't know if you're a big Friends fan. You watch Friends much?
Yeah.
That episode when Joey, he had to pee so bad, but he went in and did the audition. He was like just doing the audition in the show, and he got the part because he was so tense.
Yeah, and then he did he's like, I'm never peeing again before an audition. Right.
It's just hilarious. Yeah, because whatever works, that's your method, I guess. But
yeah.
But yeah, no, it's amazing that people just don't know. They don't realize that time because and then when you get the part and you're on set, you better not be late.
Yeah.
Because that's all money. That's everybody. I mean, that's when business starts, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. No, and I've worked with actors who are terribly late. I mean, I don't mean 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I've worked on sets where we're waiting 45 minutes, an hour for an actor to show up. Wow. And the tension, everyone is so tense and freaked out and they don't know what to do. And then the actor arrives and you could hear a pin drop because no one wants to be yelling at them because they have to go do a performance,
Right.
But it's just all of that just works. It gives me the sweats,
Yeah.
And then
makes you have to pee.
Makes you have to pee.
Let's keep going there.
This is such great practical advice. I mean, people don't think about how literally everything in this town takes time. I mean, so that's really, really incredibly great advice for you to break it down and be like, no. When you get here, you still have 27 more minutes before you're going to be at. Right. That's a really, really good point. So,
right. And so you tell a lot. You share a lot with us in this book.
I do. I feel like I'm pretty open.
And how was that for you to write about all of those experiences?
It was very cathartic. I mean, I'm admitting that there was like a 2-week period where I was accidentally a high-price call girl.
Right.
I did not turn any tricks. I thought I was the member of a singing group.
Yeah, that was an odd section.
Yeah, but I felt like it was important because it drove home some important lessons, like don't go to auditions that you find in the back of a free weekly paper or Craigslist.
Right.
Don't audition in people's homes. Yeah. And if women are walking around in lingerie, maybe leave. I don't know. Unless you're looking for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, so that was, but it's also a funny story, but potentially like I could have been killed, it was a dangerous situation. And so with humor, I try to share some of these stories to help people. And, but it was, I love sharing artist to artist. I love talking to other actors. I feel like we are all stronger when we support one another, and there's such an instinct to compete with one another. Like you're like, oh, do I tell my friend about my audition? Because what if she calls her agent and then gets the audition, and then now we're both, because we're kind of a similar type. Or, it always feels like there's not enough to go around. Yeah. And I think there is enough to go around. And I think everybody brings themselves to a role, and everybody's different, so everybody has a unique.
Yeah, because you even kind of mentioned that in the book. You say there's a line where you say you always want to be like Chris Farley, but you're not Chris Farley. You're you.
Yeah.
basically paraphrasing, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you in so why not? If Natalie has success in an audition or gets a role, why wouldn't I be happy for it? She's not like, I'm not against. We're peers. You know what I mean? Should be supporting each other, and I think that makes the difference between somebody that is a successful mind and wants to go forward in life, and somebody that just is blowing it off. Basically.
I think that when we help each other and hold each other up, we all go further.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And one funny thing is reading, you played Toto, the dog, in a Wizard of Oz play.
Yes, I did.
Guess what?
Did you?
I did too.
That was his first role, too.
Amazing.
My very first role. When I read that line, I went, well, there it is.
Yeah.
Amazing. Did you have any lines in your
non-speaking?
Version? Non-speaking.
A couple of, rough,
Little some non-verbals.
Non-verbals and just, it was just, and I was like, I think it was second grade. It was insane.
Oh my gosh, I think that was second grade. Is that like a second grade play?
I didn't get to do that in second grade. I feel a little cheated.
To make that a character without just using a little stuffed dog. I don't know. Who knew at that point? But
yeah.
The rest is history, I guess.
I love that.
I almost wish we could see those tapes side by side.
Nope.
I know.
Not going to happen.
That's amazing. That was like before everybody had a personal recording device.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't have footage of that.
Yeah,
I didn't even have a
darn
picture
it.
to put in the book. I didn't even have a picture. I would have.
I think I actually have a picture from a newspaper clipping.
You do?
I
was
do.
hoping you were going to.
I do have a news. Yes, it was in the newspaper.
Are you going to pull it out of your pocket?
I am not.
It's in your wallet.
Hopefully it's secure and somewhere locked up deep. So
he has it signed and ready to hand you.
This is me.
Love Toto.
I wasn't much taller then either. But
my goodness. Wow. Well, but
oh, shoot, yeah.
Oh yeah, we're almost done. I can't believe it.
Getting close.
But as you talk about before, we had these devices to record on all the time. How do you think it would have been for you if you had social media?
Gosh, I think that I would have been a person who would have created like a web series or something, because my friends and I, we were getting together and we were doing staged versions of web series, right? We were writing our own material. We were performing at theaters in downtown LA. And if it would have been easy to record stuff and edit it and post it, I think we would have been doing that kind of thing.
Right.
More often.
Are you from LA?
No, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For social media, obviously now it's part of the business and all that. For our listeners, how important is that? Twitter and Instagram and getting the numbers up, because they're hiring around that.
I know. I am older, so a lot of that has happened since I got my success on The Office. I mean, on The Office, though, remember MySpace? Anybody remember MySpace?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute, we got
Yes.
one.
Yeah. So I'm really proud of the fact that a number of us on The Office, we were one of the first kind of groups of actors who were communicating directly with fans and writing weekly updates about the show and answering fan questions and posting personal photos from the set.
Right.
And I really believe that a lot of that helped us create a core audience that kept us on the air in those first year and a half.
Yeah.
Before like awards started coming and ratings went up.
Yeah.
Because we were constantly threatening we were constantly under threat of being canceled constantly.
Did you know when? Did you know when you guys got you did the pilot for The Office? Did you? It's always a gut thing. Did you feel like this is something special yet, or was it such an anticipation and you don't know and you're so seasoned to go? It may work. It may not work.
We knew that it was special. We didn't think it was going to go.
Why?
We thought it was just too weird. We didn't know if people would watch it. So we didn't know if the network would take a risk on our weird little show. And they did. But then again, we were like, is anyone going to like it? And so when people were responding, we felt like we had to hold on to them.
Expanding.
And that's kind of where like the MySpace came in.
Even with the success of Rick Gervais's original version, you guys still thought it was different. So different that it might not work.
Well, yeah, because, the people who loved his version were ready to hate our version. So we didn't just automatically get those fans.
Right.
We had to earn them, like, we had to really work to get them.
Yeah.
So it was almost like our first fans were people who were finding us and they hadn't seen the original version.
Right.
I remember that. I actually do remember that. There was a core of people who were the original Office watchers, and
Yes.
they were snobby. They were like,
Very.
this doesn't come close to the,
Because it's not the British version.
Yeah.
It was it was different. It's amazing. I want to talk so much more with you.
I know. I hate that the time goes by so fast.
I know. You got time to play a quick game. It's called Hollywood Close-Ups. Quick and quirky game. I'm just going to ask a question real quick, and you just bat off
my
your
gosh.
answer. You ready? Ready?
Okay,
Here we
yes,
go.
yes.
Who are your ideal TV parents?
Oh, my ideal TV parents would be Deborah Winger
Ooh.
and Michael Douglas.
Oh, that's a new.
Ooh,
All right.
new one.
First
A new one. Beer or wine?
Wine.
Red or white?
Oh, well.
Yes. You can say yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
If you were a Muppet, which Muppet would you be?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I would be Kermit.
Okay.
Actually, I feel like I'm just, kind of your everyman. Yeah.
I love it. Final question on Hollywood Close-Ups, quick and quirky game. What's your favorite podcast you're on right now?
Oh, I'm seeing all of this, and I'm like, this is. But when I'm looking at this behind me, I'm like, this is not right. This is not right. Hollywood Close-Up. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, my.
You are wonderful. Thank you for writing this book.
Thank you for having me.
I think once someone buys it, they're gonna need to keep it with them all the time.
Yeah, buy this book.
Seriously, it's a
There's
great
some good
guidebook.
stuff. Like if you don't want to be an actor, but you just want to get some inspiration to follow a dream, it's a great book. And you can just ignore the sections where I go tediously over every single way to submit yourself digitally for things. Don't worry about that.
Well, there's a whole section about perseverance and keeping strong, and my gosh, it's so great all throughout the book. There's so many different facets in your life and in interesting things that, like you said, don't have necessarily just be for actors. The Actor's Life, a Survival Guide, Jenna Fischer, and that's coming out very soon.
Yes.
You can go on Amazon right now and get it.
Yeah, Amazon available for pre-sale, and then it comes out officially in bookstores November.
We can't wait. Will you come back and
Awesome.
visit us sometime?
I would love to.
We love it.
I need like 3 in a row. I need an hour.
Absolutely.
Love it. Thank you so much.
so much.
Wonderful,
Thank you.
Jenna Fischer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rita Marie, Network Studios, all our listeners here on Facebook.
Yeah, and thank you, of course, to Bev and Cliff Nelson. Check them out at the OC9musicgroup.com.
Yeah, and send out all support for Hurricane Harvey right now, Red Cross. And please remember, cancer has affected so many of our lives, and you can only help by donating to cancerresearch.org and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Let's end this disease once and for all, people.
And you can catch up on past episodes. We'll be back next week, NatalieandWayne.com. For Hollywood Close-Up, I'm Natalie Lipka.
And I'm Wayne Frazier. Until the next one.
Peace.
You've been listening to Hollywood Close-Up with Wayne Frazier and Natalie Lipka. Be sure to visit NatalieandWayne.com for past episodes as well as information on future ones. Also, be sure to rate and comment about the show in iTunes. Until next time, bye-bye.
For a star to